What's going on, everybody? Coach Joe here with Heartletics.com, and I wanted to give you some inspiration for today. So I literally just got done running a 10-mile race, and I'll say it like this. My feet hurt, my back hurts, my knees hurt, I'm tired, I smell bad, I gotta go shower, I gotta eat, I haven't even ate anything today. This race just ended. Currently, right now as I'm recording this, it's about like 10:15 a.m. on a Sunday. The race started at 8 a.m. this morning. So I literally wanted to just come over here, record this for you guys, just to help you out. Whether you want to, run a race yourself, or whether you want to just maybe lose some weight, get off your medications, have more energy, and maybe just find something that's going to be a little pep in your step. Because maybe you're just struggling right now. Maybe you feel like life's just kind of going by and you're kind of like stuck in this rut, just like a leaf floating throughout the wind. Let me give you some guidance and let me kind of help you out, okay? And that's the incentive, what I'm trying to get at for today's podcast, is to just motivate you and inspire you. So let's dive into why I actually decided to sign up for this race. In the beginning of the year, we decided to have this motto for Heartletics, which is step outside of your comfort zone. Right? For 2024, step outside of your comfort zone. And in the beginning of the year, I was thinking about what are some ways for me to really step outside of my comfort zone. And I finally boiled down to just running. I hate running. So, little story about me actually. Way back in the day when I was a kid, I had asthma. And I sucked at sports because I could not run fast. I could not run far. I would be huffing and puffing. I had the inhaler. I remember going to the doctors and I had to breathe through this tube and try to blow out these candles and do all these like running things on these stairs. It was not fun, honestly, having asthma. And going out throughout the course of elementary school, middle school, high school, it always had an effect on me. Even when I was doing mixed martial arts, MMA, I wasn't the best when it comes to cardio by any means, right? So maybe you're not the best when it comes to cardio either. And you're like, oh man, I hate cardio. I'm trying to lose weight. Trust me, you don't need cardio to lose weight, okay? But that's a story for another conversation, okay? So something you should also know about me as well is that back when I was doing MMA, I got caught in a nasty, heel hook one time, and it ended up affecting my knee where it tore my meniscus. And I remember the doctors telling me I should probably get it shaved, but hey, I never did. I'm not a big fan of surgery, so going throughout years and years and years of kind of dealing with this torn meniscus, it's causing me to have some arthritis. So that means when it's cold outside or when I'm, putting a lot of, pressure on that knee, running long distance, it hurts. It really does hurt. So maybe you're somebody that also you're dealing with some injuries. Okay. So once again, I'm no different than you. Okay. Maybe you're somebody that does not like running because you don't enjoy it, like myself. Maybe you're somebody that doesn't like running because you feel like you're not good at it because you can't keep up, just like myself. And maybe you're somebody that doesn't like running because, maybe it's just it's too hard to tax in on your body. Maybe you got some bad ankles, some bad knees. It's okay. Just like myself, okay? So now let's replace running with whatever your goals are, okay? And I want you to think about that as we continue on through this conversation, okay? So I'm going to be talking about the race, but I want you to just keep in mind, whatever your goals are, okay? So the start of this competition, everybody's there. We're all high-fiving each other, ready to go, and then off to the races, right? So we're going. First mile, easy. Second mile, hey, it's starting to get a little bit hard, right? Third mile, fourth, continuing on. Especially when it's, once again, something that you don't enjoy doing. I got music in my ears, I'm listening to, some tunes, but it's I'm still having a lot of mental chatter with myself. A lot of mental chatter, and you're kind of sitting getting these thoughts. And this is where I really want you to start pulling some golden nuggets to what I'm about to tell you next, okay? And the first thing is that it's very important for you to have healthy competition in your life, okay? I'm a big fan of having support. I'm a big fan of having community, all that stuff. But if you're also the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You need to have healthy competition in your life. And, this might be let's say, as I'm running this race, right, there's this guy, he had the number, right, so I have 350 as my number. He had the number 207. So I remember about mile, I think it was 2 or 3, he was always kind of in my eyesight. And I gave myself a goal to say I'm not gonna stop at all during this race. I'm gonna run the entire time, no stopping at all. So I remember seeing him around like mile 2 or 3, I forget. But he was always in my eyesight where I said, this guy, he obviously maybe trained harder, right? He trained better than I did for this, like whatever. He's ahead of me. I can't judge, right? And say like, oh man, I wish I was in his shoes. Like I wish like I had his endurance. I can't do that because that's bad when it comes to competition. But healthy competition, and this is the key, is to look at him for a source of inspiration. Where I had to say, okay, I need to make sure I'm always viewing him regardless. So if he's starting to get a little bit of ahead, hey, that needs to be that like mental chatter where I flip the switch and say, hey, 207 is getting too far ahead. We got to speed up a little bit. Like, let's pull up our big boy pants. You know, let's not worry so much about how we feel right now with our feet and, you know, being tired and our knees hurting. Who cares how we feel? 207 is getting ahead. So for you, whatever your goals, right? Maybe you want to lose some weight, 20 pounds, get off your medications, whatever the case may be. You should be in an area, right? An environment, a community where there's other people that, you know, maybe they're even behind you. Maybe they're around the same, you know, area of you in terms of your health and fitness goals. But also there are some people that's ahead of you. Now, where this could be amazing for you is obviously keeping them in your eyesight, right? Like figuring out what are they doing, what are they training like, what is their routine, all that stuff, like keeping them and trying to mimic them and just keeping them up there where it's the source of inspiration for you. When you realize like, hey, you're having some bad days, well, they're probably having some bad days too. But what are they doing? Are they showing up? Awesome, then let's show up too. Let's forget about our feelings and let's realize, why are we actually doing this? Why are we in the game? Why are we trying to improve our health, you know? Because competition is a great thing. Where it becomes bad at is, oh, hey, this person over here has six-pack abs, and like this person over here is crushing it. They're losing weight constantly. This person over here, like they you know, I want to be that person. Now we start judging, and then we start feeling bad about ourselves because we forget that we're judging just somebody's highlight reel, but we don't actually know like everything else they've done. How many years it probably took, all the dedication, all the blood, sweat, and tears that they had to put into it for them to reach their goals and to get there. That's where competition becomes bad for us. That's where we need to learn how to flip the switch, honestly. That's where we need to start viewing healthy competition, right, as a source of inspiration and motivation to say, hey, if they're doing it, I can do it too, right? It's like the Roger Bannister story, you know, of the man who completed the first ever mile in just 4 minutes. Nobody thought it was possible. Literally, like doctors thought that the human heart would explode. Like it was literally impossible. He broke that. He was able to be the first person ever to complete that mile within 4 minutes. He broke that self-limiting belief, not just for himself, for literally hundreds of people. Like there's even high schoolers that have completed that by now. And it's awesome because he was able to do that. So it's like you need to focus on, okay, who is this person that's ahead of you that you're trying to become, you're trying to be like, what are they doing on the days when they don't feel like it? Because now, when those days hit you and you don't feel like it, you can have that source of inspiration. You can have that source of motivation for you, okay? The second thing that I really want you to understand, so the first thing is obviously like having a form of healthy competition. The second thing is the story that you tell yourselves. This is so important. So when I was around mile 5 and 6, okay, I'm like, all right, I'm like a little bit over halfway done, but this sucks. Like, I'm actually at this point, like, scanning around, like, the area and the city that we're running in. Like, are there any cheat codes? Can I go cut behind someone's backyard and, like, pick up a mile or two extra? Like, this just is not fun anymore. Like, who runs for fun? This is, like, the definition of insanity. Like, I feel like runners are serial killers, maybe. Because, like, this hurts. Okay? Like, it's boring. It's not fun, right? I'm huffing and puffing. My knees hurt. It's also cold. Like this thing was literally called spring thaw. Spring thaw. Like it was 30 degrees running outside. It was freezing. Okay? Like this isn't fun. I'm not enjoying it. But guess what? That's just the story I was telling myself. Like I needed at one point to literally had a reality check, a wake up, self-identity crisis talk with myself. and just say, Joe, you're acting like a chick, dude. You're acting like your 5-year-old son. Like, pull up your big boy pants. Stop looking for ways to cheat, right? And to, run through somebody's backyard just to gain an extra mile or two. You signed up for this. You made a promise to yourself. You made a commitment to yourself. Okay? And that's what I want you to understand. What is your why? Why are you trying to have success in reaching your goals? And what is the story that you're telling yourself? Like, if it's hard for you to work out, well, hey, it's hard for me to run. But you know what's going to make it a lot easier for me to run? If I actually just put on my big boy pants and just start running more and just sucked it up. Like, the truth hurts. That's the reality. So maybe right now, like, you're going through some bad days. You're going through days of it's hard to wake up out of bed. It's hard to hit my macros. It's hard to, work out and feel motivated. What is the story that you're telling yourself? Because that's going to be your reality. You can constantly tell yourself, hey, it is hard. Yeah, great. But what are we going to do about it? Because that's what matters the most. Because the more we have this pity, party for ourselves and cry me a river because it's hard, there's so many other people in life that probably have it way harder than you and would be dying to trade places to be in your shoes for just one day. And so often we forget about that. But so often we forget is that the words that we tell ourselves, not just the words that we speak out loud, but our internal thoughts. This is why one of my favorite Bible verses is Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are found in the power of the tongue. And these thoughts, I had asthma, so I'm not good at running, and it sucks, it's not enjoyable, and I hurt my knee in MMA, so it's just like this is gonna be hard and this is gonna be painful for my body. These are just thoughts. How do we create new thoughts? It starts with us taking action. It starts with us realizing, just like how I had to realize around mile 6, dude, suck it up. Screw your feelings. Pull up your big boy pants. I get it. This was you in the past, but you don't need to have that become your future. And how do we stop that? It's the story that we tell ourselves. It's our belief. It's our identity. And this is why I'm a huge fan of hey, if you want to, change your life, you want to change your identity, you need to figure out who is the person that you need to become. Not what do they have. Oh, this person has 6-pack abs. No. Who is the person that you need to become? Maybe that person is, doing their crunches daily, doing their push-ups daily, getting, their steps in, drinking plenty of water, hitting their protein goal. Who is that person? How does that person handle adversity when life is throwing them challenges, when they don't feel like showing up? Is that person staying disciplined or not? Who is the person that we need to become? When we can identify this individual, it makes it so much easier. And then the next thing is that's 70% right there. But 30%, honestly, is being involved with the right environment. If you're going to be staying around people that, let's say, you're trying to lose weight, but they don't care about their health at all. They're making fun of you and saying oh, Johnny's on a diet again, right? Cut those people out. Or don't spend so much time with them. You want to be surrounded with, like-minded individuals. You want to be surrounded with people that, honestly, they're going to be supporting you. They're going to be motivating you, right? Community, support, that healthy competition. That's 30% what you need. 70%, it's the identity shift. 30% is the right people that you're surrounding yourself with. You have to understand that. There's so much truth to that. I mean, that is where you're going to find out where your strength is really going to lie. Because hear me out. Whether you're going at this alone on your health and fitness journey or whether you're going at this with a team and a community of people that support you, you're going to deal with some days where you don't feel like showing up. You're going to feel like, hey, this is hard. I feel like quitting. I feel like throwing in the towel. I'm not seeing the results that, I want to have. Hey, it's a lot easier for me to just go, smash on some chips and drink some beer and just watch a movie rather than hit my protein goal and do some push-ups and sit-ups while watching a movie. That's a decision. That's a decision. But whether you're going at it alone, whether you're going at it with a team and a community, regardless, you're going to be faced with these challenges. You're going to be faced with these days. So it's if you have that identity shift of, okay, what is this person I'm trying to become? How would they handle this challenge? But then also, hey, guys, I'm struggling with this. Does anybody have any tips? Hey, I'm trying to overcome this. I'm trying to break these bad habits. I'm trying to have a new, mindset shift and, break these self-limiting beliefs. Does anybody have any recommendations? Now it becomes super powerful. You got that identity shift and you got resources. You got a network. You got support. You got community. This becomes so key when it becomes you on this journey of reaching your health and fitness goals. And the last thing that I just want to say is this, is that life is literally one step outside of your comfort zone. That's it. You need to realize that this goal that you want to achieve, it's right over here on this other side of this line. And the line is the thing that you're avoiding the most. Let me repeat that one more time. Your goals is on the other side of the thing that you're avoiding the most. So if let's say, with me, for example, like I did not want to run when I woke up this morning. I didn't. All the times when I had to do my quote unquote training, which was very little, to be completely honest with you, like I didn't want to do it because it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. But regardless, in order to finish this race and set out to do what I said I was going to do, okay? Because, hey, if I was just going to quit and give up on my goal and just, throw in the towel and not finish the race, like what impression is that going to have on others? My community, my son, my spouse, like that matters so much. It's just like we often forget that like other people are looking up to us. We have to lead by example always. Integrity is doing the right things when nobody else is looking and watching. So it's like we got to hold true to that. We have to be humble and honest with ourselves. But it's like, what is the goal that you want to achieve and what is the thing that you're avoiding the most? Because it's right there on the other side. And all we need to do is just take that risk. Maybe for you, right, hey, I want to lose some weight. Well, okay. Hey, maybe the thing that you're avoiding is like tracking your nutrition, tracking your food logs, and actually hitting your protein goal. Maybe it's tracking and logging your workouts and actually sticking with the plan, right? Like maybe it's hitting your nutritional goals and, your training and your sleep and, let's say your steps and let's say your hydration, right? Like these things, right? That is going to help you get over here that you should be doing. It's right here. You just have to show up and put in the work. You have to. That's the only way to reach here. It's not hard. It's not rocket science at all. Hey, Joe, you have a 10-mile race. How do we get good at completing that 10-mile race? How do we make sure that we actually finish that 10-mile race? Hey, we should probably put in the work of training for that 10-mile race. And even when times get hard, like today, when we thought about quitting and throwing the towel, hey, can we just focus and put one foot in front of the other? And as much as this sucks, as much as this is grueling, as much as our ankles hurt, our feet hurt, our knees hurt, can we still show up? Can we still say, screw our feelings? We signed up for today to complete this task, to complete this mission. We're going to leave a legacy. The work that we're avoiding, the work that we want to give up on, we're going to continue to chug, and eventually break through and reach that goal and cross the finish line. And you will too on your health and fitness journey. It does not matter like if your goal is weight loss, more confidence, better career, right? Maybe it's better relationships. It doesn't matter. The three things that I just addressed with you, right? That is the secret that I want you to understand. And I'll recap it real quick. Number one, what is the story that you're telling yourself? And who cares about the story you have been telling yourself? What is the new story that you're going to start telling yourself today? And make that your identity, which is the second thing that you're going to start living by. Remember, you want to have this mindset shift. You want to have this identity shift. And how do you do it? It becomes by really figuring out who is the person that you want to become. Not what do they want, not what do they have, right? The six-pack abs, off the medication, more energy. Get that off the table. Who is it that you need to become? How are they thinking, right? What are they doing? What are their habits, right? Like get creative with it. Dissect that, Who is that person? Who do we need to become to reach our goals? And then make sure on top of that, right? Because that's only 70% of it. The 30% is make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people and make sure that those people also, hey, there's healthy competition in there as well. You can make sure that, hey, this person over here that I'm trying to get to, I'm in the same group. I'm in the same environment. If they can do it, I can do it too. They already broke that Roger Bannister's self-limiting belief, right? The 4-minute mile. Hey, I can do it too. You need to believe in yourself, okay? And the third thing is step outside your comfort zone. Because honestly, like taking a risk and deciding to be the hero of your own life, like that's what puts the suspense and that's what makes the movie great at the end of the day. We're the creators of our own movie. We're also the heroes as well. And in order to change anything, it first starts with changing your mindset up here. And I gave you guys 3 key tips on what you can start doing today to start being more in alignment with your health and fitness goals and more in alignment with trying to reach any kind of goal that you're trying to have in success in your life. Peace out, Girl Scouts. This has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Oh, yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Peace out.